We've all heard of the Australian brush fires, and it's important, and I'm going to give you all the facts.
Supernova Style Science News with Julie 7 Sage.
This has been a complete devastation. These fires have burned more than 25.5 million acres of land, and there are 130 fires still blazing as of January 8th. To show just how big this is, Australia is almost the size of the US, and the area that burned down is the land surface area of Virginia plus another 400 square miles. For comparison, the Amazon rainforest fire was just 17.5 million acres. 480 million animals have died in South Wales alone, and ecologists have estimated that 1 billion animals have died in total. At least 25 people have died, and at least 2,000 homes have been destroyed. These fires have so far released 350 million metric tons of CO2 into the air. To give you an idea of how big that is 2 million more metric tons than the amount of plastic produced globally in 2017. That amount of CO2 is about the same as the amount produced by the UK in a year. The main animal that people have been talking about is the koalas, which makes sense because the koalas are one of the many animals that may become extinct from all of this. Luckily, the koalas have a lot of conservation centers and zoos willing to take them in, but they're not the only animals that are greatly affected, such as the southern brown bandicoot. Most of its population has been killed off because several land for wildlife sites, which are places that are made to protect endangered species, were completely destroyed by these fires. There are also many other animals that were caught in the fires that couldn't easily escape as the kangaroos and birds did, like the greater glider, the long-footed potoroo, the silver-headed antechinus, the Hastings river mouse, the rufous scrubbird, and the brush-tailed rock wallaby. But even if the animals themselves didn't get caught in the fire, their food sources did get burned. Wombats, for example, could escape the fire itself because they can bury underground, but once they come back up, all of their food sources are burned, and then they'll starve. This year has been the hottest and the driest year in Australia, making it the most prime conditions for these fires to happen. And the reason why this is one of the worst is climate change. Now, with talking about climate change's involvement in this, you may have heard of all the arson allegations. There are rumors spreading across the internet that the fires were started by people that are in the climate change movement. This has been especially spread by climate change deniers. But that's not the facts. In total, there was 205 charges of fire-related offenses from 183 people. 40 of these people were juveniles. Only 24 people out of the 183 is believed to have set deliberate fires. 53 of them were not complying to a fire ban, and the other 47 were discarding a lighted cigarette or match on land. During dry seasons, this is always a problem, but since, like I said, this is the driest and the hottest record again, all the vegetation around is drier than normal. Thus what caused these fires to be bigger and more dangerous. Now, we don't know for sure why the people who did it intentionally set the fires, but there are investigations into it. And if there is someone who set the fires for the climate movement, I hope they get full prison time, because that is not cool. Some sentences are 25 years alone, and some people will be charged with multiple charges. Other sentences are up to a year and or a $5,500 fine for the accidental charges. Every year seems to be another new year with record high temps, and now with more CO2 in the air from these large fires, it's not going to get better soon. We need people to be more careful so fires aren't set accidentally. And places like Australia that are so beautiful and biodiversity needs our help. I'm going to put some links below for some groups where you can help. That'd be a great way to show your supernova style.